Hi guys, Jana Martins here, and today my second official Live with Jana talk show. And today we're going to further discuss why do some people hate being photographed. So if you haven't commented last week, please comment below if you like being photographed. And please give me a reply, one of the 3 replies. I hate it, I don't mind it, and I love it. And I'll go through some comments later after the show. So, last week I mentioned that I have about 10 different reasons so far why do some people hate being photographed. And all these reasons kind of correlated between each other to a certain extent. Last week we have discussed that photos are not actually the reality, and there is a lot of camera distortion law, flipped image, and mere exposure effect. Today, let's dig a little bit deeper. Let's talk about our self-perception. Self-perception is the idea what we have about what kind of person we are. And yes, your self-perception doesn't always coincide with the photo. Sometimes you don't even want to see the photo or video of yourself. Doesn't feel good to see yourself from the outside. And as we discussed last week, sometimes it's simply because camera distortion, mere exposure, but there is other interesting perception mechanisms. Let's have a look at the example. So what's the first thing you see in this photo? Comment below. Yeah, so what's the first thing you see? And then comment, what do you think the first thing I see in this photo? Can you see a scar? Can you see a scar just right next to my nose, yeah? Underneath the nose. Would you still see if I wouldn't point it out to you? Maybe yes, maybe no, but it wouldn't be definitely the first thing you would see. Or it might take you a bit more time to find it. So now if you look at me, you can actually, can you see a scar here? Probably not, but it's there, I'm telling you, it's there. So the funny thing is, because I know that my scar is here, I know it will be in this picture, that's why I have noticed it straight away in this photo. And that's how we look on the pictures ourselves. And that's why photographers and subjects pick different pictures, because photographers look at the photos from the photographer's point of view. They think, is the photo in focus? Is it the right exposure, color balance? And you look at this photo and you straight look to the thing that worries you. Yes, if you had a pimple that day, you don't really care if the exposure is right. You're looking straight to this pimple that irritates you. There is a scientific explanation for this, and it's all about our perception, because our perception is selective. Because our ability to attend to the things around us is limited in terms of capacity and duration. We have to be picky about the things we pay attention to, highlighting the details that we need to focus on, and getting rid of irrelevant information. There are different factors that might influence selective perception. Basically, our previous experience heavily affects it. Our selective perception can depend on our beliefs, attitudes, expectation. Our emotional state have also influenced what we choose to perceive. One of the reasons it occurred because we're simply bombarded with too much stimulus every day, and we can't pay equal attention to everything we see. We pick and choose according to our needs. The unconscious, think about it, yeah? The unconscious processing ability of the human brain are estimated at roughly 11 millions pieces of information per second. Compared to the estimate conscious processing is about 40 bits of information per second. So you actually only see 40 bits of information and disregard almost another 11 millions. Okay, so yeah, that's why there are pretty much 2 processes of selective perception: perception vigilance and perception defense. Today, I'm concentrating a lot on perception vigilance, which is a process when we notice the stimulus significant to us to some degree. For example, let me give you a really simple explanation. You decide to buy a new car. You went to the dealership and you decide to buy something different. Let's say you went for the red Audi. And you bought the red Audi, you're driving out from the dealership, and what do you see around in the city? Red Audis everywhere. Because suddenly you start noticing something that's been important to you. It's not the fact that it's becoming more Audis in the city. It's simple words, we're noticing what's important to us, and that's what's happening when we look at the photo of ourselves. And our inner critique is tearing this photo apart, screaming about everything that we don't like about ourselves. Because unfortunately, generally, everyone has something that we don't like about our appearance. And some people, for example, don't want to smile because they don't like their teeth, or we don't want our profile shot because we think our nose is too big. The thing is, then you show some pictures to your friends and ask them like, oh, what do you think? And they're like, oh, Meg, you look great in this picture. And you're looking at them and you think they're joking because you just noticing everything and don't like it. To give you an example, I remember once I called my girlfriend and she sounded pretty excited. I was asking like, oh, what are you up to? And she's like, oh, I'm going to the laser cleaning because I wanted to remove this annoying mold on my nose, remember? And I'm like, what? Which mold on your nose? I had no idea. I didn't remember at all that she had any mold on her nose whatsoever. Think about it. People not noticing things we're noticing. Another interesting thing, when we evaluate photos ourselves, we will pay attention to things that annoys us, because we have so much information about ourselves and also about our friends. We are actually horrible at evaluating photos of ourselves, and that's why it's a good idea sometimes to ask strangers to evaluate the picture, because strangers don't have all these memories about you and they kind of give you more objective point of view, because our friends know who we are, our friends know our personality, and they will see this personality in our pictures anyway. There is even a website that does it, where you can upload your picture and they will give you a review on your photo. So stop thinking that everyone is noticing something that you don't like about yourself, because in the majority of cases, they don't. The another thing, then something worries you, you're most likely to notice it in the photos of others. For example, those who don't like to smile because they don't like their teeth, then they look to the pictures of strangers, the first thing they would notice is the teeth. Yes, they will think like, oh, their teeth better or worse or whatever. I'll give you an example. Once I was doing the presentation and showing this exciting picture to my participants, and I was saying something about like, oh, you can't see the scar on myself, on me, and someone said, oh, of course you can see the scar because I have scar on my face too. And we all look at him. No one actually saw any scar on his face. And obviously, because he knew about it, he was noticing it. And that's why he noticed it on this picture. So again, it's all about perception vigilance, about selective perception, and what we choose to perceive. Looks like I'm spent last 10 minutes only talking about perception vigilance. Haven't even touched on the other reasons. To summarize, our perception is selective and we are paying more attention to the things that worries us and more important to us. Overall, we are more critical about ourselves than others. And this is one of the significant reasons we might not like photos of ourselves. You can guess I still have quite a few other reasons I would like to share with you, which includes things like being in control, sense of ownership, social perception of beauty, that's a massive one, and self-acceptance. So let's unwrap it, all these things, one by one, Sunday after Sunday. And if you have any questions, please comment below and I'll try to reply to everyone's comments. Please like this video, post any comments, and share with your friends who might be a bit too critical about themselves. Thank you so much. Yes, again, thumbs up, shares, blah, blah, blah. And if you want to find out more about me, just go to my website, janamartins.com. See you guys.